You know, in Las Vegas they go, let's get ready to rumble! How do you want to rumble for Jesus today? I want to introduce my son Samuel. He's 19 years old. He's going to be 20 tomorrow. He's had a radical encounter with Jesus, and his spirit and his life have been transformed. Samuel, I just want you to encourage you. Take a moment right now. Tell them about the Nazarite vow that you took about a year ago, and then what's happened since then. You ready?
All right, real quick, little testimony about my vow. Well, I don't know what it was. About a year ago, Lou came into our church, and I'm sure you guys all know Lou, and he fired us up. But it was about the third time that he was at our church, and he prayed for me. And then about 2 weeks later, I really felt that God was telling me that He wanted me to completely separate my life, completely and consecrate, and separate everything that I knew in the world and everything that I was attached to in the world. And He wanted me to go completely to Him. And He gave me the words, God, I want to possess you. Every single part of your being, I want to possess you. Then I began to read a book by Rees Howell. And Rees Howell was a man that was completely possessed by God. And his prayers would literally shake the heavens. It was said that he actually changed the tide of one of the battles in World War II. And so I said, God, I want to be a man that is completely possessed by the will of God. That I don't care about anything else. I don't want anything else, but I just want the will of God. And actually during worship, I was getting a little word. I felt, you know, we received the Spirit of God. And he was showing me how the devil is going to try and cut and gouge and pry at us. And he says, so that the devil is trying to create you into his image. He wants you to keep the scars of this world. He wants you to keep the offenses of this world. But he says, I have come so that you may be created in my image. I've given you my Spirit so that you may produce the fruits of the Spirit. That you may have power, love, and a sound mind. So, is it alright if I just pray? You know, I just want to pray that the spirit of offense and that anger and bitterness would just wipe right off of us. Because, you know, we're called to a higher calling, not to get caught up by the offenses of this world. So, God, I pray that you would possess us, and that we would be a people that would not be able to be offended, but that we would keep our minds and our hearts in the heavenlies, God, and that you would possess every single part of our being, and that our hands and our feet and our mouth and our ears would all live to serve you, God, would all live to display your glory, Lord. Shine your countenance upon us, God. Give us power, manifest power, so that we may reach this world, so that we may shake the powers of this world, so we may tear down the strongholds of this world, God. Give us a tongue that is one with your tongue, not split with the things of this world and the things of heaven, God, but give us a oneness of spirit with you. May our lives be completely consecrated to you. We shake off any bondages of this world, any cares of this world, God. Stir it up in our spirits, God. Stir it up in our spirits. May we not allow people to look down on us because we are young. But in all things, may we raise up with the Spirit of God and cry out to this world saying, we need you, Father. We need you, Father. More than this breath, more than this world, more than the things of this world, God. We need your Spirit. God, create me a burning man in the desert, not even caring if there's anybody around, but my spirit would just burn and yearn for the things of God and yearn for the things of God. May I want to be in the secret place more than I want to be on a platform. May I want to burn with the fire of God in my dark, dark closet more than the bright lights of a stage. For holiness I want to live.
That's my son. He didn't mention that he was on a basketball scholarship, phenomenal basketball player, freshman season, was a starter, played against Alabama, played against Illinois. But he knew that he was only going to play 1 year. And then he wanted to come back and serve the ministry and serve God. So he just started the House of Prayer 24/7 in Las Vegas, Nevada. My son just started last week. I'll prophesy over you right now. I want to tell you right now, God is raising up this generation to have a double portion. I've been preaching it and speaking it. Now finally people are starting to believe it, because I believe that my son, my 2 daughters, my 2 African sons, I believe they can have a double portion. But not just that, I believe that you can have a double portion. It's so weird, Benny. I've been pastor in Las Vegas for 16 years. We took the church and had 200 and something people. One of my board members has slept with his wife and another woman at the same time. Another board member who gambled away $180,000. The head of my Sunday school department was an alcoholic. That was the church I inherited. No fault to the previous pastor. He did a great job. But I'll tell you what, place was a mess. It's Vegas. Vegas, they call it the city of sin. But we're changing the name to the city of grace. Where sin abounds, grace abounds much more. So we didn't go there for a visit. We went there to change the city. God spoke to me one day and said, Paul, you're going to take this city and you're going to change the world. This is when we had nothing. We had no money. We had basically no staff. We had nothing. In fact, the day after they hired me, they said, by the way, Pastor, we have no money to pay rent this month. I was running a large counseling center, making a lot of money. I was trained as a therapist. I have a BA in psychology. I have a master's degree in psychology. I graduated with high honors. I was there to train counselors to start counseling centers. I was good at it, making a ton of money. Then I went to the Philippines and God rocked my world. They asked me to go there and develop curriculum for their Bible colleges, pastoral counseling curriculum. But on the streets I saw people living in boxes. And I lived in a beautiful home, and nothing wrong with that, but my kids were going to private school. I was 33 years old, and I was on top of the world. And God said, Paul, what will you give up for me? I said, God, I'm going to give up anything. I just came to me. You know, I didn't even hear the voice. I didn't hear any voice in my ear, just in my mind. I said, God, I'm going to give you everything. I'll do anything you want me to do. And then I got on the plane. So the first time on the street, I didn't hear anything, but, you know, something in my heart tugged on me and said, I'm willing to give anything to God. On the plane, I said, God, I won't leave this plane until you tell me what I'm supposed to do. Either I was supposed to continue developing these counseling centers, or else have me do something else. As clear as day, I hear in my mind. I never heard it with my ears. With my mind, a thought came. You're going to be a pastor in Las Vegas, Nevada. That was like the top 10 things I didn't want to do. See, I'm an old hockey player. I played ice hockey in Canada. I'm a Canadian. I played in Europe. I played semi-pro at the age of 15. I was playing with professional players. I had a lot of success in hockey, but it left me empty. I had parties, I had girlfriends, I had friends, I was in the media, I had all the world so to make me happy. But that didn't make me happy either. Until someone, 20 years old, I was about to kill myself. I had my plan. I had my strategy on how to take my life. Nobody knew it. Because I was playing Division I hockey. I was playing for a college. Things were going great again. But inside of me, I was dying spiritually. There's an old philosopher who once said, that in every man's heart there's a God-shaped vacuum that only God can fill. And I didn't have it. I grew up in a Catholic family. I loved them with all my heart. But guess what? When you look in the dictionary under the word dysfunction, my family would be on the front cover. Successful but dysfunctional. I left home when I was 15. My sister left home when she was 15. My brother tried to commit suicide when he was 17. And by the age of 20, I wanted to kill myself. And nobody knew. It's one of those people you would never have known ends up killing himself. That's how I felt. So it's no coincidence that once I got saved, I decided to go into counseling. Because I thought, man, somebody has to help me. And maybe I can help other people.